Hello, good afternoon, everybody. It's Diana with StampingWithDi.com, and I want to welcome you to this week's Teach Me Tuesdays episode. Oh, why don't I write it down? Episode 95. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I've done 95 of these, and it makes me wish I had almost numbered my mimeographs and my die shorts and my what you're making ones just to get an idea, but it's hard enough to keep track of this one. So anyway, so welcome to my channel. If you are new, please make sure you always say hi. Let me know where you are coming from. The chat is off to the side. If you don't see the chat, then you're watching the replay. Welcome, whether you're here live or the replay. It's all the same to me. I'm so glad that you are here. Today is August the 31st, 2021. Can you believe it? What do we have? September, October, November, December. 4 more months. And this year is over. So it's just zipping right on by. And I'm going to do a fun card. I mean, I always say that, right? I'm going to do a fun card. But this one, I'm going to be using some of my dies in a way that you might not think about, right? And it's always fun to come up with a different idea to use things. It makes them more valuable or, uh-oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Oh, did my hair go flying? Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. All right, so before I sneeze again, let's get started. Oh my gosh, so let me turn my phone and we will get started. All right, so like I said, this is the last day of August. And so that means this is the last day that you will use the hostess code right here. And I'll have a new one tomorrow that I will announce. I also have a new Christmas class to announce. I'm also going to update my ink incentive. So I'm going to explain that better in a video as well. So lots of stuff going on in September. But let's say goodbye to August with a big hurrah. You've been a great month. And this is the hostess code that you will use for that. And that, again, is always if you are ordering under 150. If you're ordering more, then don't use the code because then you'll get your own hostess benefits. And we all love hostess benefits. Okay, so let me put that aside. All right, so let me show you what I'm using today. I'm going to be using the Beauty of Friendship stamp set. And it has a die that coordinates with it, beautiful trees, but it also could coordinate with inspiring canopy. So I am using the inspiring canopy as well, and I'm just using it for the little grass or the line, right? And there's so many different dies in the catalog. You could just use scissors as well, but I did use that. And I'm also using the layering circles. And those are a must. Those all the like the circles and all those just regular shapes, they really need to be in your stamping cupboard of all your stuff. All right, so let me get my pieces here. All right, I'm also going to be using Old Olive. I'm going to be using a stamping blend or a blending brush. All right, and I'm going to use some Pear Pizzazz cardstock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, now this is one of the dies that goes with the beautiful trees. Let me put them out here so I remember that that's what I'm using. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this die as like a mask or a stencil. I should call it a stencil. So we're just basically using this die as a stencil. And I have my little blending brush. So I'm just going to get some ink on my brush. And I'm holding the stencil very careful because you don't want it to move. So I'm just holding it on one side. And then I just kind of lift my finger and I'm inking up again. And now I'm going to hold over here. So you have to almost need 2 hands. Hang on a minute. This is going to be easier if I go like this. Hang on. Get my paper and I'm going to move my paper. Oh my gosh, easier said than done. It's always something. All right, so I'm going to move this. So I turned it upside down. So it's going to be easier. And your fingers are going to be a mess because I'm touching where this ink is on the die. So you're getting ink on the die as well as it's going through. So see, my hands are a mess. All right, so when you pull it away, you have this really cool design. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash my hands with a baby wipe. Wash, wash, wash. And I'm also going to wash the die just so it's clean before I put it in the pack. Now you could wash it underneath the faucet too, but I'm just using the baby wipe. All right, then that's done. Now I also did the same thing with yellow, and I'll show you that after I get the card done. But I did it with yellow as well. I'm still washing my hands. All right, making my old olive over there and dry my hands. Okay, so let's get this like this. All right, so now what we have is, so I did one ahead of time. So here's the one I just did. So we've got our fun designs on our Pear Pizzazz. Then we're going to use the, there's a couple solid dies in there. So we are going to punch one out, not punch, but die cut it out. So they're just going to lay the die on there. Let me get them out of here so you can see what ones I'm talking about. So you have a big one here. So it's actually the one that goes over here. So we're going to die cut that out. And then it gives you this. And then I also die cut it out. There's a smaller one. And I did this twice. So I did, I die cutted that one. And then I would die cut this one. And you would just move it around, so you get the pattern that you want. All right, let me get that out of the way. Put this back in the holder. All right, so then we have these 2 pieces that I die cut out, but I want them to look similar to this one. I also, here are these 2, remember I said the grass, so I also did those. So I'm going to bring my old olive pad back, and what I want to do, because see how this has got that around, because when I ran around the die, I went around the edges as well. So when you die cut that out, you'll have this dark edge. Well, I want to get these that kind of look as well. So I'm just going to ink this up, and then I'm just going to bring my sponge over. Now it won't be identical because I was really pushing hard. So it's just going to be subtle on the edge. And you could pick it up too and go like this, just like we used to do with our finger daubers. All right, I just want it to have a little bit of color around the edge. There's just so many little, like these blending brushes are amazing. I don't know how many little hairs there are, but there's tons. So they are a little different than, our sponges and our finger daubers, because those are all kind of solid. All right, so now it gives that, it's got a little bit of darkness around the edge. Okay, well, let me wash my hands again, because I don't want to get green on my other stuff. All right, oh, but I forgot my grass. I'm going to keep washing my hands. They're going to be like prunes. All right, let me do the grass as well, because I want this to have a dark edge on the top. Let me scoot down just a little bit. Right there. Hopefully you can see a little bit better. Okay, so I just want to have a little bit of dark there. And then I'll do the same thing onto this one. And this will just be because I'm going to stack these on top of each other. So I want there to be just a little bit of a shadow so that you can see that there's two different Pear Pizzazz rolling hills going on. All right, flip that over. All right, let me wash my hands again. Gosh, gosh, gosh. All right. Yep. All right. And luckily I'm wearing blue jean pants so I can rub my hands on my pants. All right, I'm going to get a new grid sheet. I need to order more of these. I probably go through so many of these because I'm always just getting a new one. I do flip it over. But all right, so this is just basic white thick for our card base. And then we're going to build our little scene on a piece of Pool Party. So we have our little pieces of grass, and I'm just going to stack them so it looks like, you know, there's rolling hills. So I'm going to use some dimensionals for that. I'm just going to use the baby one. So this is the one that's going to go over top of that one. So I'm going to put them along the bottom. Like that. And it's going to be a little bit longer. All right. And then I'm going to put one or two up here. And then that's going to be there. And then in this way, it definitely, because you're adding that dimension, it looks further up because you've got, obviously, some dimension. But it's also going to give me a place to stick my tree. All right. So then, just put my edges together. Lift that up. There we go. So I want my Pear Pizzazz edges to be together. So look how cute. You have these rolling hills, and you could go on and on and on, right? With many more, but I just chose to do two. Then we're going to put this on here. And we also have our tree. So let's kind of get our tree built. I know I'm like going from one to another. So here's the cute little tree. This is such a cute die because you could leave the tree as it is, right? You could just leave it as it is, but we are going to decorate it. So we have our tree here, and we're going to put this on the top. So I'm just going to use the green tip glue. Now I could have used the adhesive sheets as well, but I'm just going to use the green tip glue. Okay, so I'm just putting a tiny little bit because these are thin little branches. So I'm just barely putting the glue. Just tap, tap, tap. Little bitty taps of glue. And I am going to, I want it to come down, right? Like, I don't want it to go up here. I mean, you could, and then you would have tree like sticking out of the top, which would look totally cool. But I want to have it come down so that my branches are under here. So I'm just push, push, push so that my glue will hold. And then we're going to take these two and we're going to put them on the front and we are going to pop them. So then you've got branches sticking out here and there. So I'm going to use my dimensionals. So we're just building our tree to give it some dimension. It's just such a fun. So you want to make sure you look at your dies in other ways. I pulled out some other ones and then I haven't got the things finished with them yet. Using those dies the same way. So you just want to make sure you look at some of your other dies, and I put them somewhere and now I can't even see what I did with them. I took them off the desk so they weren't in my way. But just look at your dies and then just figure out where I want to put this. I want to overhang it like that, because I kind of want it to go like that. All right. You could put another one if you want. I just stuck with 2. Then we have our fun little birds. So this die has a bird as well. So I have 2 birds in the tree, and I'm just using glue dots. So I'm going to put little birdie in the tree. And I'm also going to put a bird on the greeting. All right. So we've got our little bird here. So she's on the branch there. But then this one, I want to put her here. So she's like in the tree, right? So this one's on the branch. All right. Then we're going to bring our sky back. So again, this was pool party. And then this is where I did the yellow. So this is the same idea, except I used Daffodil Delight for my cardstock. And I used Mango with the blending brush. And what it does is it gives that sun just a little bit of, you know, there's a shadow over it, or it could be clouds over it. It looks really cool if you do. So this one I did Smoky Slate. So if you, it just gives it a different look. So let me just show you. All right, so here we're going to put our grass. I'm just dry fitting it just to show you the different feel, right, depending on the moon you use. So you have your trees going to go here. So if we put the gray, oop, look at this little bird. Get out of there, birdie. You're for the greeting. All right. So look at if you did the gray moon, it gives it like almost like a night feel, almost like Halloween, right? So this looks super fun if you did a Halloween one. But I wanted it to be kind of like a sunny day. So I chose the daffodil. So we're going to put our daffodil cloud or sun. And you could really go, like I could have added clouds. We have some cute clouds on the Give It a Whirl die has these amazing clouds. And I have some of those. I probably even could find them if I looked quick. Don't you just love it when I go off script? All right, so here's our grass. And then here's our tree. So I'm not going to do the clouds just because I'd have to, you know, go. I know I have them, but they would be cute around there as well. All right, so that's going to go there. We have our greeting. Okay, so now we can start to glue. And I'm just going to use the green tip glue on our grass. And this is longer than we need because this way you can figure out where you want your tree and where you want your hills. So that's why I have it longer than I needed. And then I'm just putting it on the bottom of my pool party. And I'm just going to flip it over and just make sure that it's even. So I'm just pulling it so that it's even on the pool party. And then just give it a minute, you know, to set up and dry. And then we'll trim those edges. I just want to need to use my, whatchamacallit, silicone, because I've got glue. Hang on, there we go. All right, so we have that. Then we're going to put our tree. So I'm going to stick the tree so it's here. So cute. So I'm going to use some dimensionals on the tree. Gotta use dimensionals. And here I'm getting to, I think, oh no, I still have some more of the solid ones. These are the baby ones. Now the baby packs come just to, you know, you just get your baby packs and then you buy the mama packs. And then when I talked about the dimensionals yesterday that are the black ones, and they come with 2 mamas and 2 babies. So that's the little bit of the difference between the regular ones in the white and the baby ones. Those are separate. All right, so I'm just going to stick my tree down here. I want it to overlap my sun, and I do want it to stick out just a little bit on the edge, not a whole lot. So I want it to stick out a little bit there, not a whole lot though. All right, so we have our cute little tree. I'm going to take a pen. This is just a regular pen, And I'm going to put a little dot on the eye, so my bird has a tiny little eye. All right. Then we have our greeting. So let me move this out of the way. Well, that's drying. Okay, so we have our greeting. And this is, let me see which one I picked. I believe in you. It has such nice sayings in the stamp set. So it says, I believe in you. And I'm going to stamp it off to the side a little bit. So there's I believe in you. Then I also have cut for the inside of my card. And you know how I always have like an extra piece, even if I have white. Just because if I boo-boo this, I can cut another one instead of messing up the whole card. All right, so the inside is friendships refresh the soul. Isn't that a nice saying as well? All right, so that's gonna go on the inside. And I should have put my little mouse pad, but that's stamped. Not too bad, not too bad. All right, so I think I'm all done with the ink pad. All right, so let that dry. Let this dry. Oop, drop that on the floor. All right, so let's trim our grass. Our grass should be good and dry that we can trim it. So this is just an overhang. And it's just so much easier to trim the overhang than try to cut it exactly, and then you've got your hills in the wrong spot. So to me, it's just easier to cut it a little longer, and then you can just adjust your hills. So isn't that so cute? All right, so we're going to put our little I believe in you. So that's going to go there. And yes, I'm going to use dimensionals. And look at, so I've used all of the, oh, there's one. So then all you do is just trim. Your dimensionals should be totally empty by the time you get done with them. This piece of wax paper or whatever that they go on should just be a piece of wax paper. Don't waste your dimensionals at all. All right, so we've got our tree. I'm just putting it on my grid sheet so I can know that it's straight. I'm using the lines on my grid sheet because my eyeballs are not super accurate. All right, so we're gonna put our little I believe in you right there. And then I did an extra little bird. I'm gonna put her right there, except she's facing the other direction. And I don't like that. Let me see. I'm gonna go do another one. It's this, I'm gonna do another one because hey, I don't like her facing that way. So I forgot, I needed to do another one. Okay, so hold on, hold on. The other way. Okay, I'm back. There's always something. All right, because I don't like, so what I should have done, if I had paid attention, right, I could have stamped my I believe in you over to that side, and then the bird would have looked better, right? Because he'd be looking towards the greeting. So this is another why I'm not choosing this one, because I don't like him looking that way. All right, so now I just have, I probably should have just stamped another greeting. So see, this to me is more pleasing that he's looking in. But now I have two little birds, so I can do another card. All right, so before I glue my bird, let me put a little eyeball. And he's got a little eyeball bump, but I want to actually give him a pupil, and I'm just going to use the glue dots. All right, so yeah, I like if he's looking at the greeting. All right, peel our little bird off of there. So see, And now this kind of ties that greeting in, you know, to the tree. All right, so let's bring our card over. We have our inside. And now I can put this extra little bird that I had on the inside of the card. So the bird, it will not be wasted. So cute. Let's see. Where do I put him? Do I put him like, so it looks like he is sitting on there? Down here. I'm going to put him like this. So it looks like he's sitting on the words. All right. And he needs an eyeball too. There we go. All right. So now we can put our card together. Get my adhesive. Let me make sure I put that over there. Some of those dies are small. So what I do is over by my cut and emboss machine, I have a magnet bowl. So when I'm working on stuff for classes, they stay in the magnet bowl because they are easy to lose. Like this is kind of freaking me out too, right? That these are just sitting there. So they should be going right in their folder, like right now. Because all you have to do is put a piece of cardstock over top of that, and then you put a stack somewhere to put away later, and it's gone. So just, you know, keep that in mind. Okay, so now I can put this on the card. Our fun little, and I love the pool party for our sky. And then I'll show you the card. You know, I always have one that I'm looking at. So this one looks a little bit different. I always learn, not by mistakes, because there's no mistakes in stamping, only design changes. And this card, it proves it, right? All right, so let me show you. So this is the one I was looking at. So this one doesn't have mistakes. It just has, I just did some different in designs. So this one, I glued the moon higher. So let me make sure you can see. So I glued the moon higher, so it's off the page. So this one, I brought the moon lower, or the sun rather, the sun lower, so it was fully on the card. So that's a little bit different. I also lowered this tree and brought it in a little bit. This one was higher and over, so I had to trim because it was sticking out beyond the card. So I don't mind. I like it that it's going beyond the pool party. You just do not want it to go beyond the card because then it won't fit in the envelope. So then I just trimmed it to match the pool party. So that's, you know, and then I didn't have that extra little bird, but now I do, right? Because now I could put that little bird. I have that extra little bird I can put in this card on the inside. But, so anyways, I think they turned out so cute. Hopefully, it makes you think, you know, about your dies a little differently, you know, and turn them into a stencil. And like I said, I had pulled some other ones out, and I'm just looking around. So I know, like, the one that, the succulent is a good one, right? Because it's got all the details and stuff in it. I'm, like, looking. And I know, I said it, so it wasn't in the way, and now it is what it is. But, so just look through your catalog. I have all these little tabs, right? So I know that the succulent was one, and then I just can't remember the name. Art. It goes with the expressions in ink. Oh my gosh, Diana. It's the art. Artistic. So I wanted to try that one too. So just look at your catalog, or if you have a lot of dies, just look at the dies. And if there's a lot of holes and a lot of stuff, just think about using them as a stencil, because I think these turned out really cool. It just gives that definitions of the tree. I mean, you definitely could use it like it's supposed to, but I just thought, hey, I'm going to give you a different idea how to use them. So let me know if you try them out. And I love when people send me, like, look what I did your card or whatever. So I love when you reach out to me after my videos. So, all right, so I'm going to say see you later. I will see you tomorrow for my What Ya Making Wednesdays. And that'll be 3 o'clock, same time, same channel. And hopefully it'll be as cute as this card. All right, I still have some dollar store stuff that I should pull out before the season's over. So maybe I'll pull out some Dollar Tree. Maybe. All right, so thank you so much for joining me, and I will put the product list. It takes a little bit after the video has to process, but always look at the bottom underneath the description, and then that's where you'll see the products that I used on the video. Okay? All right, thanks a lot. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later. All right, bye for now.